wears out the engine and in many ways loses little visibility, is only 1,930 kilometers an hour. That's Mach 1.6. Without afterburner, the F-35 is a subsonic fighter. The same Russian Su-35 has a maximum speed of Mach 2.3, and without afterburner, Mach 1.1. Both the Russians and the Chinese have fifth-generation fighters, though not as many as the F-35, but together with the fourth-generation fighters, they don't promise a quiet life to American airplanes. And this is without taking into account their air defense. Russia's S-400 and the latest S-500 systems will hardly watch the F-35s flying in their area of responsibility. There are very strong suspicions that their radars do see stealth aircraft even before they can use their weapons on them. So what's the U.S. going to counter all this? The answer is sixth-generation fighter jets. In the U.S., such aircraft are being developed under the next-generation air dominance program. Its impressive characteristics can be judged by the SR-72 project, which is being developed by Lockheed Martin. Aviation connoisseurs will immediately see the similarity in the abbreviation SR-72 with the name of another truly legendary airplane, SR-71 Blackbird. This high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft was a nightmare for Soviet air defense. Built in 1964 by Lockheed Martin, it appeared over every theater of war from the Vietnam War to the Yugoslav conflict in 1998. On more than one occasion, it's invaded Soviet and Russian airspace, and it was never shot down. The machine could stay in the air for a long time at an altitude of about 24 kilometers, flying at supersonic speed, Mach 3.3. This is more than 4,000 kilometers an hour. Fantastic figures for an airplane even in our time. In the air defense system of the USSR, the SR-71 was considered the strongest enemy. Combat work was conducted primarily against it. Other air targets were temporarily ignored. According to the instructions, after the capture of the target, the SR-71 was escorted only manually, as the aircraft had onboard effective means of electronic warfare and actively used them during combat operations. It's not surprising, therefore, that Lockheed Martin, developing the sixth-generation fighter, took the Blackbird as a basis. First of all, the company is going to significantly increase the speed of the new airplane compared to the already fantastic performance of the SR-71. To fly at even higher speed, the new SR-72 airplane is planned to be equipped with a GPVRD hypersonic direct flow air-jet engine, which uses a special mixture of supercompressed air and fuel. The combustion of this mixture will allow the airplane to fly at hypersonic speeds of Mach 6. That's 7,350 kilometers per hour, or 4,570 miles per hour. But first, we'll have to overcome several technical difficulties associated with the project. Since the GPVRD uses supercompressed air, it's not adapted for low-speed flight. To solve this problem, Lockheed designers are going to use two jet engines equipped with a common air intake. The first of them is quite a conventional jet engine. There are plans to use the technology of the experimental combat unit Falcon 2 as a jet engine. It'll be used from the moment the airplane takes off until it reaches a speed of Mach 3. From that airspeed onwards, the airplane will transition to flight using the GPWR. However, the biggest difference from its predecessor will not be this, but the fact that the SR-72 reconnaissance aircraft can be used without a pilot. Currently, two variants of the aircraft are being considered, unmanned and manned. At the same time, the aircraft will be able to carry a set of offensive weapons. It's mainly about the new lightweight missiles, as when launched at a speed of Mach 6, they will not need to accelerate and therefore weigh their stuffing. One of the objectives of the new SR-72 hypersonic aircraft will not only be to provide the U.S. with the necessary intelligence information, but also to increase the military strength of the state. According to the head of the hypersonics program, Brad Leland, hypersonic aircraft with hypersonic missiles will be able to penetrate the airspace close to flights of the likely enemy and strike missile strikes in any part of the continent, flying to the destination in less than 1 hour. According to the specialist, it's speed that should become the next key indicator in the whole world's new generation aviation. Speed will remain a priority for the next few decades. Leland believes that these technologies will be a game changer, requiring a change in the rules of the game, as the mass introduction of stealth-type technologies once was. Indeed, why should an airplane be invisible if neither air defense missiles nor air-to-air missiles can catch up with it? According to Brad Leland, the SR-72 at a speed of Mach 6 will be able to leave potential U.S. adversaries not only a minimum of time to retaliate,